Thalassophobia. This is the fear of deep or vast bodies of water, especially the ocean. It isn't always about the water itself, but about what might be hiding beneath the surface, unseen and unknown. Thalassophobia isn't officially listed as a distinct diagnosis in the DSM-5, but it's typically grouped under specific phobias related to the natural environment. Researchers link it to a mix of evolutionary caution around predators and the unsettling scale of something so much bigger than a person. The ocean covers more than 70% of Earth's surface, and over 80% of it remains unmapped and unexplored, which only adds to the unease. Aquaphobia. This is a broader and more general fear of water in almost any form, including pools, bathtubs, and even rain. Unlike more specific phobias, aquaphobia can affect someone regardless of depth or location. Specific phobias as a category affect roughly 7 to 9% of adults in the United States at some point in their lives, according to national mental health surveys. It often develops after a frightening childhood experience, like nearly drowning or witnessing someone else struggle in water. Over time, the brain begins associating water itself, not just deep water, with danger. Ablutophobia. This is the fear of bathing, washing, or cleaning oneself. It sounds unusual, but it can be deeply distressing for those who experience it, sometimes leading to avoidance of basic hygiene routines. It tends to appear more often in children and in individuals with autism spectrum conditions, where sensory sensitivity plays a larger role. It can stem from a traumatic bath time memory or heightened sensitivity to water temperature and touch on the skin. In some cases, it overlaps with obsessive fears about contamination working in reverse. Cymophobia. This is a fear centered specifically on waves, whether in the ocean, a lake, or even a swimming pool. The unpredictable motion of moving water can feel threatening, as if it holds a kind of hidden intention. Like most specific phobias, it's generally treated using exposure-based therapy, gradually reintroducing a person to controlled versions of the trigger. People with cymophobia may feel fine standing near still water, but panic the moment ripples or waves begin to form. This fear is sometimes tied to a past experience of being knocked over or pulled under by a wave. Potamophobia. This is the fear of rivers, particularly ones with strong or fast-moving currents. Rivers carry a kind of unpredictability that still water doesn't, since a current can pull a person along without warning. Drowning remains one of the leading causes of unintentional injury death worldwide, and rivers account for a significant share of those incidents due to hidden currents. Historically, rivers were also sites of real danger, from flooding to drowning, which may explain why this fear persists across generations. Many people with Potamophobia can swim comfortably in pools, but feel a spike of anxiety near flowing water. Antlophobia. This is the fear of flooding, and it often intensifies in regions where flooding is a real and recurring threat. Unlike some phobias rooted in irrational fear, this one is sometimes reinforced by direct memory of property loss or displacement. Flooding is among the most common and costliest natural disasters globally, affecting millions of people every year through displacement and infrastructure damage. The fear isn't just of water itself, but of losing control over one's environment entirely. News coverage of natural disasters can also deepen this fear, even for people who have never experienced a flood firsthand. Hydrophobia. This term has two very different meanings depending on context. Medically, it refers to a symptom of advanced rabies infection, where throat spasms make swallowing water painful, leading to an aversion to it. Rabies is almost universally fatal once symptoms appear, which is part of why this medical form of hydrophobia carries such historical weight. In casual use, however, people often use hydrophobia interchangeably with a general fear of water. The medical origin of the word gives it a heavier tone compared to other phobias on this list. Chionophobia. This is the fear of snow, which shares an unexpected connection to water-based fears since snow is simply frozen water. For some, it's tied to the fear of being trapped or isolated during a snowstorm. For others, it stems from difficulty walking or driving safely once snow accumulates, a concern backed by real increases in accident rates during heavy snowfall. The fear tends to peak in regions with heavy snowfall, where the consequences of a storm can be genuinely dangerous. If this helped you understand your own fears a little better, consider subscribing for more videos like this one. And if there's a phobia you'd like explained next, drop it in the comments below. I'll see you on the next one.